What do you want the power to create? This is something that shows up on my banking app every time I log in, which is every day because I really believe in being connected to our finances. But it always asks me, what do you want the power to create? Because, right, it's the classic saying and belief that power is money. Money is power. And really what that is money is a tool of creation. It's a resource that allows creating to become a lot easier, even though there's still challenges within any creative process. And so this is not a conversation about money, though. This is a conversation about you, your life, your dreams, your power, and what you are creating as a co-creator of your reality within this universe. So when I see that question, recently just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I've been seeing this every day for years, and the other day it just smacked me in the face and was like, yeah, what do you want the power to create? Like, what do you want to be creating in this world? And so I've been contemplating this and allowing it to really simmer, because there was a moment where I was like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what I want to create. If I can really create anything, like, whoa, like, it was almost overwhelming. And I was like, I don't even know where to begin. And I was like, okay, let's take a breath. Let's pause. Let's this is actually the fun game of creation. This is not something that's meant to be overwhelming. And so I tuned into my heart, right? What is my heart wanting to create? What would light up my heart? What would just light my soul on fire to create? And I'll be completely honest and transparent. There's a lot of things within that, and I don't have an exact answer simultaneously. I can think of a million things I want to create right now. And my prayer at this moment in time is, what's going to set my soul on fire? What does God want me to be creating? What is my highest use beyond what I can conceptualize as my highest use? Actually, even as I'm saying that, I don't necessarily like that question. We're going to delete that one, because that just put me into a framework of like enoughness and productivity. And I'm really in a season of deleting all conditioning around our value being connected to productivity. And that's not anything new, but I noticed it crop up again in a different way recently. So back to this original question, something that was really interesting for me this summer was I had a couple of mentors and people really close to me whose opinions that I trust, that I value, because I know that they want the best for me. I know that they see me really deeply, and I also know that they see things that I sometimes cannot see within myself. And all of them within the space of like a week said to me, Serena, you are playing small. You are so much bigger than you realize, and it's so obvious to everyone else, and you are playing small. Like, start playing a bigger game. And that really, once again, hit me like a ton of bricks. It was just like ice being thrown on my face. Like, ice water just like woke me up from the spell that I was under, from my own limited story and narrative of who I am and how I've been operating in this world. So all these things have been percolating the past couple of months, and I've been in a huge activation and amplification of my own power and my own creative ability. And even just like I think it was a couple of days ago, a week at most, where that question of what do you want the power to create really tuned into me and really struck a chord in a different way. And so I'm sharing this as an invitation to all of you to ask yourselves, what do you want the power to create? What do you want the power to create within your life? And it doesn't need to be this overwhelming big thing like over the next 40 years. It might be, what do you want the power to create today? And I actually find that that's the best way to ask the question, because another major thing I've been really learning and deepening within my own embodiment as truth is I just need to know the next step and just take that one action, and then the next step is going to be revealed from there. But I don't believe we get all of the steps ahead of time. We get one at a time, and it's our devotion, it's our commitment, it's our, what's the word? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to act in alignment with that one step when it's given to us, because that's how guidance works. And if we're not actually taking actions on the guidance that comes to us, we're going to stop receiving guidance. This is like when you stop listening to your intuition and you're like, oh, why am I not getting any intuitive messages? Because your intuition's like, yo, you weren't fucking listening to me. So like, why am I going to keep giving you messages if you just ignore them all the time? You know, it's our responsibility to listen to the messages we receive and to take action on them. So what do you want the power to create today? How are you going to listen to the guidance that you receive today? How do you want to show up in the world today? Like really zoom this into today, because that's what we have. And that also makes everything so much more manageable and exciting and less overwhelming. And I also really want you all to know, like, you have so much more power within you than you realize. Like, no matter where you're at in your life, like, I want you to know that even if I don't know you personally, or I don't know exactly what's happening in your life right now, I know with 100% certainty that you have the tools and the resources to navigate it, to thrive through it, and to create something more magical and powerful than you can see for yourself. And that's why I really love this work, is because it's really such like an industry of people believing in each other and helping people believe in themselves. So, because sometimes it can be hard for us to believe in ourselves, and then we get the mirror of that mentor, that coach, that therapist or whatever, who, like, the friend even, that reminds us, like, yeah, you can fucking do it. And you see it for yourself, and then you remember, and it activates you and calibrates you to a new level of truth. Because we all need help at times. We're not meant to be doing this alone. This is like, we're, yes, within sovereignty and also within community, right? This is not a codependent dynamic where you're always needing the external validation. You're always needing that external boost of, you've got this, you can do it. Like, we really do. It's also our responsibility to harness that from inside. But this is also not a game of doing everything on your own. Like, the hyper independence narrative and myth is false. That's not how we were designed. That's not how we're wired. We come out of the womb, we don't just start walking. Like, we need our mother, we need our father, we need our family for years, for years, you know? And so really let this into your heart, into your body, wherever you're at right now. The other thing that's really alive in my field in connection with this is, I'll actually do another transmission on this. My brain is so nonlinear, and I'm simultaneously activating more directness and focusedness within transmissions, because that just feels supportive for everyone. So the next transmission, or an upcoming transmission, is really going to be about how do I phrase this? There are parts of you that are broken, and there are parts of you that need healing. Because there's been this big myth in the industry of these spaces of, like, you're not broken, you're whole. But the truth is, there is a broken aspect that needs to be fixed. And I'm really in the era right now where it's like, not that there's no more healing, because I always believe there's like more layers, but I am in a really grounded state of wholeness. And that's where the game totally changes. And there's seasons of healing, and then there's seasons of wholeness and creation. Well, we're always creating. And that feels really important to demystify those myths, because it actually gives you a lot more power when you know what season you're in, because then you can apply the right tools to support yourself within it. So that will be an upcoming transmission. And for now, what I would love for you to all share with me is, like, what do you want the power to create today? How are you showing up in your power? This could be an intention that you're setting yourself for the day, or it can be a celebration of what you did, how you did show up in your power today. And this could be emotionally, like you really gave yourself the space to alchemize and be present with your own emotions. This could be an action you took within a work project. This could be speaking your truth in a relationship. Like, this could be so many things. So really expand your mind. This is not about, like, what did you accomplish today? It's, what are you proud of yourself for today? So, right, it's like, oh, I'm so proud of myself for really taking care of my body and drinking the water and having some movement. Or, I'm so proud of myself for just resting and doing nothing, because that was me listening deeply to my body and what I needed. Okay, so share with me so I can see you, witness you, celebrate you. We can all do that together. And I'm so grateful you're in this space with me. So much love. Mwah.